I never can remember to turn on my mic, so forgive me. All right, so the first thing we'll do today is approve last meeting's minutes. Do I have a motion? Has everybody looked at it, and do I have a motion to approve? Say it out loud.
I move that we approve last meeting's minutes.
And that was Doug?
Yes.
All right, and a second? Anybody?
Second.
Second, Linda? Linda Lloyd seconds. All in favor? Anybody that can vote?
Oh, yeah.
Look at all you look at all you lucky folks down there just sitting there grinning like, I don't have to vote. Okay. All right, I think we have 3 policies under review today, and you said that the first one is pretty much a complete rewrite, so that's, you're going to go over it in detail?
So the first one, we looked at this at the meeting two weeks ago, roughly 2 weeks ago, and I incorporated the changes that were recommended. This was one of the ones that we were moving forward as quickly as possible because we have a board meeting tomorrow and we have at least 2 appeals. So we wanted to get this one done as quickly as possible. Now, normally what would happen is that we would, a policy would go through the Rules and Regulations Committee first, then it would go to the ACC board, and then up to the developer for approval. Because of the time constraint, the Rules and Regulations Committee went through this 2 weeks ago. They made recommended changes, and we sent it off to the developer. The developer is okay with it, so they approved it. So what we'll do tomorrow, first thing at the board meeting, is we'll approve this policy. So it's a little bit backwards, but we'll have all the approvals done.
But does it go through the board twice?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
That's the POA side.
I gotcha. I'm just making sure.
It just has to go
everybody
once.
Okay.
Now that might be something that the Rules and Regulations Committee wants to change down the road, but that's not currently what's in place.
But we're trying to get this in place as fast as we can without rushing.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's why, we went through this, and this committee made several adjustments, which I incorporated. I then sent this out via email. I got a comment from Linda. I think you said you were okay with it. And so unless there's additional changes that need to be made, we would forward this to the board and have them vote on this tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay. Any other comments? Anybody want to add anything? Not even you, Mr. Attorney?
I think it looks great.
He commented also, and I incorporated your changes also.
Mm-hmm. Yes, looks fine.
Wow, we're on a roll here. This is good.
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
The next one, so what we're doing is, I went to Shelley and Doug Kex here also, and in my naive state early on, I thought we could make all the changes all at one time, and then we decided that we're going to piecemeal it. So Shelley and Doug said the appeals, the construction, definition of construction, and colors are the number 1 items that we need to resolve as quickly as possible. The other ones, all the other policies, we're going to get to them, but those are the number 1. So I'm going to pull this up, and I do apologize. We were sending these out. Some of these that went out yesterday. One of them went out today. And so we may need to delay approval of these just because you haven't seen them. But we can at least discuss them. I was just trying to get them out as quickly as possible. So forth. So this
real quick, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Before we go there, do we need to actually have a motion and present this to the board tomorrow to make
Yes,
it
please.
official?
Yes, please.
Okay. Could I have a motion that it's okay to send the policy we just discussed, 2.2, on to the board to be voted on tomorrow?
So moved.
By Linda and Doug.
I second.
Okay. All right, and all in favor? Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm on a roll today.
Absolutely, outstanding. Okay, so if you look at policy 4.10. Okay, so we have a little bit of problem. We're gonna fix all the numbers because we have old numbers, we have new numbers. Just ignore the numbers for right now. We'll get it all cleaned up. So the issue is that in the old definition of construction or the commencement of construction, it had included scraping the land, which we determined really isn't the start of construction of a home. It may be the start of construction of the septic system, but not of the home. And we want to get out of the septic system business because that's covered by Department of Health, the city. We don't need to be involved in the septic system business. So what we are recommending is the commencement of construction is defined as the digging of footings, erecting of form boards, and other similar activities which signifies the commencement of construction.
I have a comment. Go ahead.
And this is important because we need to know, okay, do they have a permit from the ACC, and have they started work on it? And so sometimes builders get ahead of themselves and they start working on the home before they have a permit, but then we got challenged, well, I'm just working on the septic system, so I'm not working on the home, so I was not late in getting the permit in. So we need a definition of when it starts.
So have you removed the clearing because the city's GEC takes care of that? Or why have you removed clearing?
And grading.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why, because the city has a GEC permit requirement that if they're removing trees, you know what that's
Right.
about. So we feel like that's covered there, and also kind of what Tom was saying, you know, that there may be other instances where they're doing things that it's a gray area, where they're making some changes, but we feel like, you know, this definitively says we can point to a date and time construction
Okay.
has started.
Then I'm fine.
And you have some people that clear the land because they want the land cleared.
Right,
They're not building a home, they just want to clear the land, they want
I
to,
understand.
whatever. But a footing is clearly a home.
Yeah.
So grading is the same as clearing the land?
It is the first step of grading. Yeah, so they have to clear it first, and then they grade. Grade is the alteration of land. So
But
if
you
they're-
guys do that.
But that's us. Yeah, our engineering division reviews those. And typically, right now with the grading situation, they're getting a grading permit sometimes 6 months before their building permit. So this would help lose that amount of time that it's just sitting, and they have to pay for an extension, et cetera, on this end.
Yeah, that was also a consideration we talked about too, because exact point is it could sit there for a long time. The ACC permit's only good for 12 months, then you have to renew, so
They're
they have
losing
that
half of
argument
it.
that, yeah, they're losing that time.
I had a question in terms of the construction of this definition. Are we only looking for the new construction? What about in terms or in situations where a footing isn't required?
An alteration that doesn't
An
have a footing.
alteration maybe?
Could you give an example?
Well, I mean, like an alteration on an existing footing.
Oh, I see.
Or rebuild if there's a fire, they're building on an existing
A
footing.
remodel.
Or a
They could be
modular,
building on piers.
which we consider piers the type of footing.
Would the catch-all statement of other similar activities be sufficient?
Well, you want something that's not subjective.
Okay, so what other things, what other things, and so how would you describe the other activities?
Yeah, how
we
does
can
the city define that, Taylor? Have you had instances where you've seen some remodeling going on that they haven't gotten a permit for?
Well, I mean, fires are common. If there's a fire and they need to rebuild on an existing structure or existing building, I'm assuming you guys would still want to review that.
Yeah.
But the footing's already there. Modular, they're bringing in a shed. You guys oversee any type of shed size, right? Anything like that. I did bring some definitions of construction for you guys to look at if you wanted to. But it includes using the words like erecting, altering, constructing, moving, because that would be a shed, that would cover the sheds that you guys oversee. Kind of loops all of it in there.
What if you said something about like the alteration of previously permitted activities? Previously, for activities that for which a permit was previously secured. I know it's very legalese, but
I was just gonna say, you're trying to legalize this.
it's very legalistic. It's something
Yeah,
along
something like
those
that.
lines where you're
Can I use
saying
Google Translate on this?
you're saying you're altering something that's already existing, essentially.
It was just construction / alteration.
Maybe.
Commencement of construction or alteration
I
is
have,
defined as the digging of footings, erecting of form bars, and other similar activities.
could you say this? See if this covers it. Because I couldn't sleep, and I came up with this. Okay, so instead of it saying other similar activities, could you say, construction is considered to have commenced when physical building activity begins on the property, including the digging of footings, installation of form boards, or other similar work directly related to the approved construction?
That's the problem, is that in some cases it's not approved. They're doing it before
Yeah, I
the
see what you're
approval.
saying. Okay, so we're putting that part in too. It was
Well,
better
it's-
than the wording.
We're creating this definition because they're doing the work without a permit. And we're trying to define, but we're not trying to go back so far as the scraping of land, which I'm really concerned about using the word altering, because the scraping of land is altering.
Yeah,
Well, altering the structure.
Yeah, altering existing improvements.
Do you guys ever see
Scraping,
demos?
well,
Say that again. Do you guys ever see demos? You have demo permits?
Demo permits?
Do you have a clear path on this one? Do you think you have enough?
Yeah, I think we can, I mean, with Taylor's definition there, I think we have a way that we can revise it.
Okay.
To me, there's kind of a fundamental issue if you're trying to, I looked at how many times construction is in your new proposed ones, and it was like 24 times. But the word construction was related to construction of fence, construction of docks, seawalls. So it was more than just construction of
A home.
and it looks like to me what you're trying to define is the commencement of construction, and that should be the term that it appears that that's what you're wanting to define here.
yeah.
Not what construction itself is.
I agree.
So
Yeah, what we were attempting to answer a narrower question with
Yeah.
this. With this.
Okay, let's do this.
proposal.
If you could, Taylor, if you could send that to the committee, and then Doug and I will try and, we raced it too fast. We tried to get it done, but at least we had a good conversation about this. We'll make the adjustments, we'll email it out to everybody, and then we'll take a look at it at the next meeting. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Are we ready for the next one? Because the next one's gonna be much harder.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Hey Jessica, did you put the memo up here? 1.3, no, right here. Hold on. Oh, user error. Okay. Okay, so this was a much harder one to try.
I think you did a good job in trying to blend what you had previously proposed,
Yeah.
the older one.
It was not easy. But Shelley, Abby, Doug helped out. This Doug, not that this Doug's not very helpful at all. That Doug's very helpful.
Put that in the minutes.
So what we try to do is we try to use the LVR as much as we could, but we really determined that was not going to work going forward. So we divided it into main colors, trim colors, and then we just recently added third color. Maybe we can come up with a better name than that. But because I think it was Abby brought it to our attention, sometimes they don't want the garage painted the same color as the main color and not the same color as the trim color. So they actually want a third color. But as long as that third color falls within the color chart,
Palette.
then we're saying that should be okay.
Would that be like for a door as well as a garage?
Yeah.
Or is a door not allowed?
No, it says garage
Traditionally,
doors.
they've allowed.
I know garage door, but
the
I'm talking about the
door to be
front door.
whatever color. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ACC has not had any limitation on what color the front door.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is like a garage door, but it's also the front door, right? No.
Okay, so let's hold on because
All
that's.
right. Go back.
Let's talk about the front door really quickly. So you're saying front door can be any color. And you want it pink, you can have it pink. Is that what you're saying? Because it's not clear, in my opinion, that's not clear in here.
It is 2B, it says that,
Yeah. Yeah,
Owner's choice.
that's the way I read it.
2B, on the proposed, 2B.
All right, then I would want to add owner's choice that does not have to comply with the main color, trim color, third color. I think it's not very, I don't think it's as clear as it could be. I'm also trying to eliminate a potential question that
Sure.
the ACC's, am I reading this right? Can I have a pink door? So I think we need to clarify that. Okay, so with regards to section 1, which has to do with colors, are you guys okay with A, which is main color?
So there are colors right now that look like blue, that look like black, but they're not really. Is that right?
What?
There are colors out there right now that are being used that look like black, but I've been told it's not black. It's some other shade below that. And also it says blue, but there's an awful lot of blue houses that are maybe classified as gray. I don't know. But it says you can't have blue or black.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm less concerned about the past and more concerned about the future.
I know.
You know, has there been some things that have been approved that shouldn't have been approved? That's possible. But what we're trying to do is just put a stake in the ground and say, as of this date, this is what is allowed.
So
Can I just say, for instance, the gray, if you get it so dark that it looks black, with us taking it to 15, I think that's going to stop.
Take care of that.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
It won't be as dark to look black. Am I
But
saying
what
that
if
right?
what if somebody comes up and says, "Well, there's a blue house right next to me."
Then you can say, well, as of this date in 2026, the
Yeah.
ACC board, at the recommendation of the Rules Regulations Committee, said no longer.
And we've done a lot of research and looking at other policies, and there's very, very difficult to eliminate all subjectivity. There's going to be some element of subjectivity that
Yeah.
we're trying to provide some general guidelines and let these guys make decisions. But unfortunately, there's just no way other than saying, here's 15 colors that you get to choose from. There's just going to be some subjectivity to it.
At the last meeting, someone said there was a list at Sherwin-Williams of approved colors.
So on the end of the last portion, which is under other B,
Yeah,
approved colors can be found on the Sherwin-Williams website. So what we do is we go in there, we would load up all the stuff. Now, you're not required to use Sherwin-Williams, but they have a nice website that you can go through and you can see what's approved. And, you know, if you deviate significantly from that, then you're in jeopardy of, you know, and that's why we also included the list of color, which is 4A. The list of colors in this policy is not a guarantee of approval, because I added that because, well, it says that it's blue. The person comes in, it's blue's in the name, and it's like more black than blue or whatever, you know.
gray,
You know,
gray, green,
or
yeah.
their claim, you know, according to me, this looks like green. This gives us some level of, okay, you may call it green, I'm not going to call it, you know, you may call it this color, I'm not going to call it that color, and we have the ACC has the final authority, and they're saying no. So we kind of, that was my idea, my thought process of, that was kind of a catch-all of, that allows you to go, well, no, that's not, because Doug's right. As much as we want to get it to get the subjectivity out of here, we can't. But the Sherwin-Williams website sure helps.
Does that have only the approved colors in it, or is it all of Sherwin-Williams paints forever and
it
ever?
would-
We would actually go on and
Edit
load
it?
our colors. So we would have to go through every color, make sure it goes to our guidelines,
Okay,
then upload that. And then if they use a different paint, they can actually color match to that Sherwin-Williams as well.
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, any Home Depot and Lowe's can match to any Sherwin-Williams color.
Yeah.
But I called Sherwin-Williams in Bentonville and asked about their list, approved list for up here, if they had it. They said, no, they just have the same guidance we have, with the light and the color and stuff like that. They don't have any kind of
It's
list.
currently, we
have not done it.
currently don't have, it's a tool that, but we haven't started using it.
Okay.
So we would, before this would get approved, they would go in, load in all the information. So it's a great, useful tool, because you can go through, you can pick the state, you can pick the community, and then you can go through. So we can make it as simple as possible. It's a lot better, you know, my last community, we had the color chart that here's the color chart, and you know, it's a lot easier way of doing it.
And if I'm not mistaken, we can also have these made for our office that are just our colors, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
So when they come in, here you go, or here you go.
Or at least have some in the office they can look at.
Right. Cool. I've heard that, I haven't actually looked into it.
Okay, so I thought we were gonna get a lot of comments on the colors, and I haven't gotten any, so, which is great.
No, I like what you've done by
Yeah.
combining the LRV, but also having certain prohibited colors. So I like that concept. I did notice you restricted, previously, the previous draft had a limitation on LRV for roofs, and now it just says that roof shingle colors should complement the other colors used in the project. And I thought that was,
Oh, on the other, on the proposed one from the developer.
correct.
Yeah.
I think it had a range, I don't remember, 5 to 50 or something like that. Yeah, roof color was 5 to
Yeah,
50.
I think staff recommended taking out LRV for roof colors.
Yeah.
And just make it more of a complementary.
Didn't you say it's hard to find the LRV on like siding and so forth?
Siding, yes.
I don't know if that applies to roofs.
Yeah, my metal, I have metal siding and metal roof on all three of my structures, and you can go to the chart and get the LRVs.
So maybe we should put the LRV in there if it's available.
I guess my concern is, what I think complements something may be very different than what someone else thinks complements it.
Well, not only that, but I've had neighbors that had a brand new roof put on a house that they just bought, and then they wanted to paint it a different color, and they did, and it's not a complementary color. Their roof is brown and their house is blue-gray, and, you know,
Yeah.
they didn't have it. So you're gonna tell them they can't paint their house an approved color because the roof is a different color?
And
All right,
an LRV designation won't fix that.
Pardon me?
An LRV designation won't fix that
No.
issue.
Yeah.
I'll add the LRV on that one.
I had a question. This new section, is this only going to apply to single-family homes, or is it going to apply to all development within the POA? So multifamily,
I think they're,
commercial.
There are separate guidelines for commercial.
Yeah.
Because it may have a color scheme for their brand, and that is taken into consideration.
Okay. Because that's what's going to change my comments, is because the city has architectural design standards for multifamily and commercial, and we originally built it around the existing POA or the ACC requirements, so it was fluid, right? Continuation, but the city doesn't oversee colors or anything like that for single-family homes. So if this doesn't apply to multifamily and commercial, then I'll hold my comments until we get to those.
Yeah, I think, and the old guidelines do have a section about commercial, and I'm not sure that the new proposed rules do, so we'll have to look at that and see if we want to
Or we could
reincorporate.
just divvy it up, let the city handle commercial and multifamily if it's left out. 'Cause I know that was an
Do you
original
guys,
conversation.
you do govern color choices?
Yeah, we have a whole new architectural design standards for
commercial?
multifamily and commercial.
Okay.
So
you can
3
do that
units
to
or
them,
more.
but you can't do it on a single family?
State law prohibits
State
us
law, yeah.
from doing single family and duplexes. So,
Okay.
so that's
That makes
entirely
sense.
you guys, yeah.
I sent you the code section.
Assuming that I read it.
2C conflicts with 3B
See.
because of the word must.
What? 2C.
You're telling them they have to paint the foundation, but in 3, you tell them it can be stone or brick. Both of those things cannot be true at the same time.
Well, stone or brick would be,
Or
stone or brick would be okay, but concrete
No, but
block would not.
but it's the use of the word must compared to the use of the word preferred.
Well, I think to Doug's point, the foundation could be just cinder block. If it's just plain cinder block, then you have to paint it.
Right.
But if it's faced with natural stone or brick, then you wouldn't want it to be painted.
Then you can't use the word must.
Right, so.
You'd have to put, like, if not stone or brick, the foundation
Right.
must be painted.
Yeah, so, yeah, the idea is that you don't want cinder block,
Okay,
visible cinder block.
what if it's split face block? You know what split face block
I
is?
consider it the same thing. You can get colored split face block, or you can get gray split face block. But
Because I was gonna get tan split face block to do my entire foundation, so I wouldn't have to paint it. And according to this, I would not have been able to do that. Do you know what split face block is? Yeah.
it's rough texture.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
They take
I
a
don't know if I have an
block,
opinion on this
yeah, so
matter.
it's got a rough texture, but you can get it tan or a bunch of colors. Then you use tan mortar, so it all,
To me, it would be approved because it's an earth color in your wall or foundation.
well,
If
then
it's a
it
tan.
still conflicts with 2C then. You understand my point?
With the must word.
So if you had we're arguing over nits here, but if you had a blue house and your tan split face block, then yeah, we'd want you to paint your tan split face block, even though it matches 3 B, you wouldn't want those clashing, right?
You can't have blue in the first place, sorry.
Okay. Or some other approved color. It doesn't
I
match.
And
understand.
they come in regular concrete blocks, and then you just use tan mortar. So basically, you're telling me I can't build a foundation with split face block?
Colored.
No, I think if you did a tan color that was earth tone, that would be approved as long as it complements or matches the color of your house.
Okay, that's a sample.
Uh,
But that would conflict with 2C. You can't tell me I can use split face block and then tell me I have to paint it. And I know that this may sound like nitpicking, but when people come into the office and they've read this, they need to know what is or isn't okay.
So what if you take out the word painted, must be painted? So you say the foundation must match the color of the residence?
Be complimentary.
But if it's brick, if it's stone, it may not match. Because you, in the 3B, you say stone or brick is okay.
Must match or complement?
Compliment, maybe?
And we're back to that.
I would think
What's complement?
must be painted or otherwise match. If you're
Well, that
using
might-
a
that might
product
work.
that's already a matching
Has an
color.
integral color, yeah.
One of the issues that the ACC has faced previously is if you have the front of the house is brick and it's one color, and then the sides are siding and they're a different color, then does the foundation match what the three sides are? Does the front match the brick and the others match the exterior wall that are above it? So either way is fine, just a consideration as to how you
Does
want
that,
to word it. Because right now it just says the main color of the residence.
So then it gets back as main color, well, 3 out of 4 sides might be defined as main.
we could expand the third color section to include siding.
What they, at one point, I think they had suggested wording along the lines of, the foundation must match the main color of the exterior wall above it.
Oh, there you
Something
go.
along those lines, so that
Yeah.
each plane was consistent, if you would.
Yeah.
So then you'd have to paint your walls tan to match your split face block.
Yeah, because match and complement are 2 different things.
All right, I got that down.
Okay.
All right, we'll try.
You asked for it, Tom.
Are we learning
We were going
anything?
along really well, no comments at all. All right, so those are the only ones that we got to. So what I recommend is Doug and I will try and refashion these and resend them out.
Okay.
Can we go back to Taylor's comment? Does the committee have a feeling for, or staff have a feeling about giving up color choices on commercial projects? Or not, what did you call, is that how you define commercial?
We do multifamily
multipurpose,
and
yeah.
commercial.
Multifamily and commercial.
So 3 units or more or commercial, non-residential use.
Say that last part again.
I was just broadening the definition for you. I just said multifamily, which is 3 units or more, or a
Multi-
non-residential use.
Yeah, they were having a hard time hearing out there.
Because of the fans.
Yeah, the fans are blasting. Shelley, do you have any thoughts on that?
I didn't even know that was a thing, actually, so.
Abby and Doug, does that make it simpler for you guys? You can come up to the mic and if you want to. You don't have to. I mean, you're taking out that permit requirement from commercial projects, which I feel like would be easy, make it easier on us.
And let the city do it. Yes.
can't be that many.
There's not that many.
Yet.
And if we,
Yet.
and if we really had heartache over some kind of project, there would be a comment period potentially that we could send Shelley to comment at the public hearing.
And we include the ACC on our tech reviews, so they
Yes.
see them they see them
Yeah.
as soon as they come in for submittal.
Throwing some shade at Shelley, but somebody, if we saw a project that we didn't necessarily agree with, we could make comments at the public hearings.
And are you proposing removing commercial review at all from the ACC or just the color?
I'd say give it all to them.
I say we have material requirements, facade requirements, color requirements. Architectural design standards are fairly lengthy.
And we'd have to be very familiar with all that to make sure we don't conflict with it.
Fenestration, we're looking at all of it now.
Is there anything else that would be an issue if we took it out?
You still talking about commercial?
Yes.
Commercial and
And multifamily.
multifamily.
If we
Three
gave it
units
to
or
the
more.
city?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess my initial comment would just be that Article 12 of the declarations says no building, fence, wall, or other structure shall be commenced, erected, or maintained. It doesn't distinguish between residential, commercial, multifamily. It is broad. But it also says if there's no decision within the time frame permitted there, that it is deemed approved. So if you chose to forego that, I think the developer could choose to do that. But
But doesn't the time period start when an application comes in? If no application
Correct.
comes in, then you don't have a time period.
And there is a separate section for commercial in the document that we're not looking at right now.
you're talking about the proposed standards or
The current standard.
the current? There are standards that do relate to commercial in the current ones, and in the proposed ones from the developer, they had said in 3.1.3D, exceptions can be made on a case-by-case basis for commercial businesses that require proprietary color schemes. So, and in the current ones, in 5.1C, there was a note under the color section. The above standards also apply to businesses. The ACC is aware some businesses have proprietary colors for marketing. This will be taken into consideration, and color requests for these unique situations will be determined on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, I think, thank you for those comments. I think the committee seems like we're willing to, give up that responsibility. I think we go to the developer and make sure that that they would be okay with that. If they have any concerns, then we can address them with this committee in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Good idea.
The shopping center at Allen's now being black.
I would want to make sure that the developer is okay with that. I think
Yes.
that's a developer level decision as far as if they're giving up authority over those things.
I agree.
Maybe we need to add a note on the top of this, or architectural design standards for single-family homes.
And duplexes.
Yeah, it's 3 or more that you
There
don't worry
shouldn't
about.
be any duplexes, it's against the deed restrictions.
Townhomes.
Different. Are we still working on this section here?
I don't know what we're, we've been bouncing all over the place
Okay, well,
now.
when we are, I have some more thoughts.
Curtis, did you have concern about? It seemed like you had a concern.
On a specific item or?
Yeah, Tom was saying
Well, I'm
about
just-
single-family residents.
Oh.
I just want to make sure that someone doesn't come in and say, Well, I work from home, so this is commercial, so I don't have to follow the ACC.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
guess
if
I'd
that's-
just be concerned because we would need to be careful in the way we worded it if we were going to have a restriction like that, just because this is going to apply to single-family residences, but also to outbuildings, to fences,
Oh.
to docks,
Yeah,
to,
yeah, okay, all right, you're good, you're right.
Good point.
Okay.
but it, you know, if it, I think you could word it in a way that it would exclude the things that you wanted to not try to.
Okay.
Go for it.
3A, is there a reason the word treated is in there?
I copied that from the previous writing.
I don't think cedar is treated, and I believe cedar is allowed.
All right with it.
Now, I understand it was probably there because they don't want you to use regular wood, they want you to use pressure-treated wood if it's gonna be in decks and railing and fences, but I don't want to not be able for someone to use cedar
Or redwood,
or redwood
Yeah.
although that's
or teak
expensive.
or,
Ooh,
Got it, it's gone.
And it does say preferred, doesn't say required.
well, that's true.
I'll still
Yeah.
delete it.
3D, I think the word shingle needs to go bye-byes.
And replace it with roof.
Just eliminate
Roof
it
colors.
because you're saying that
Roof
a metal
colors.
roof does not need to complement the other colors of the project.
Got it. Got it.
you're gonna know more about this than you never wanted to know. This is good stuff.
Anything else?
General question, just in terms of reading it, is there, I think, under the previous existing requirements that materials was its own thing, it wasn't under colors? So is this an additional, is the materials requirement listed in building material part 3? It's under subsection C now, whereas before I believe it was its own subsection. Is there a reason that it was moved around? Because it feels like it's almost like a material of the color instead of its own requirement. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I think it was born out of trying to simplify things, and so it was a combination of those two. And it did make it a little awkward in reading it, so we had to do some, some fixes to the language, but.
So
I think-
this bit, like, so C1 or C3 is all material on the exterior side of the structure, the siding, everything.
Yeah, I can't remember now what chapter the other materials were in. Maybe chapter 5, I guess.
Are you referencing the existing or the ones proposed by the developer?
The ones proposed by the developer and existing.
I think the ones proposed by the developer, they were in section 3.12, address the materials.
And I think that by tackling things one at a time, I think there is a possibility that it flowing with other sections will require additional changes.
I was just curious.
So,
If that
the-
other one will still exist, if we approve this one, will they clash with each other? Since it's not being reviewed with it?
for a short time, yeah, potentially, yes.
Until we get to that particular one.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we go through, this is the first round, and then within several months, we go, okay, we're gonna make additional changes to this exact same policy, because now we have our arms around all of the thing, and there was a little bit of conflict between the two. And keep in mind, what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to give the ACC staff some guidance in problematic areas, because they're getting questions right now. But I think that all the changes that we're proposing to the color section is improving it, is making it clearer, but is not changing it substantively. Meaning they can use this guidance to go, all right, this is what's going to happen going forward. Abby would like that. We don't care about Doug. We don't
Are there 3 Dougs in here right now?
Yeah.
yeah,
There are 3 of them, yes.
we like one of them.
Only 33%.
Which
We'll
one?
let you decide.
They're not taking a vote.
The bald one's the good one.
Okay, so that one goes back to the drawing board for next time?
Yes, we'll rewrite the sections, and then we'll email it out, and we'll tackle it at the next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, I did have a similar question to what Taylor had regarding roofs. If this is just addressing roof color, that's great. The existing ones did have restrictions on what kind of materials could be used for roofing.
We'll
Just
get
make
there.
sure- Yeah.
We'll get there. We're just trying to give them some relief.
Okay, we ready to move on?
That was it,
Yep.
other than we provided some meeting dates.
Well, we
in
have open
September.
forum,
Yeah,
just
oh, I'm
to
sorry.
check,
Yes, yes, yes.
Do we have anybody that would like to speak? No?
I'm not sure if it's
Well, this is your chance. Come to the mic, please, and say who you are and where you live.
Cynthia Nesmith. I'm a resident in Brompton Courts.
Speak into the mic.
Sorry. Cynthia Nesmith, a resident in Brompton Courts, off of Lake Windsor. And just a couple things as I'm listening to you guys. I used to be an executive assistant, so my mind's constantly wordsmithing stuff. And I was looking at, and I don't know if I'm overstepping, please let me know and I'll just step
I
back.
can't hear her. Can you all?
Can you can't hear me?
Is the mic on?
Chris, can you turn the volume up?
Is there a button? Is that better?
Yes.
Sorry, okay. I'll start from the beginning. Cynthia Nesmith, Brompton Courts, off of Lake Windsor. And just, I don't know if I'm overstepping, let me know and I'll just step back. But I was just thinking as you were wordsmithing on 4.10 for the, I used to be an EA for Toyota and Walmart, so my mind constantly thinks this way. Look at what you had. For the, what constitutes construction or the beginning of, and I was just thinking possibly towards the end, any activity that does or will require a permit from the ACC, that might make it a little bit easier as far as if someone's doing something to their land, but as you said, septics aren't in your realm, then that's not going to require a permit. But if they're doing something that requires a permit, it's kind of like a blanket statement maybe, that will require a permit, so you need to stop because you don't have one yet. I don't know if that makes sense. But
He's
it's a thought.
writing.
Thank you. And again,
Yeah.
It's a little circular.
Full circular, yeah.
this is my first meeting here, so I appreciate your patience. And this is way out of realm, but when you're talking about commercial, and they have proprietary colors for their advertisement, which I understand. However, if we're looking to keep the residents and everything aesthetically pleasing for this beautiful city that we have, our township, then should they be able to bring in proprietary colors, or should it be similar to, I take Santa Fe, New Mexico as an example. Builders that come in, McDonald's, anybody that comes into Santa Fe has to match their architecture, has to match, their color scheme, because it's a beautiful area and they want to keep it aesthetically pleasing, and it's historic. It's the oldest capital in the United States, believe it or not. So that's just my thought. Bella Vista, I'm here maybe 3 years. I love it. I love the way it looks. It's why I moved here. And I would really hate to see companies come in and put in like Buc-ee's orange or McDonald's yellow all over the place, because that does not fit our beautiful community. Just my thought. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do we have anything email-wise?
I was asked to bring up before the committee, and this is not for today, for a future time, the issue with colors on townhouse roofs. Because individual people replace their roof, and sometimes it's not a straight line, it's a zigzag depending on how they weave them in, and they're changing all the colors. So you can have 5 townhouses in a row with 5 different colors. So I was just asked to bring that up before the committee, that needs some attention perhaps. And the same thing with colors on painting townhouses. Now people are painting them different colors, and instead of the 5 being a close color, they're getting all weird.
Okay. Anything else? No? Okay, so do you want to talk about the recommended dates, or would you like me to do that?
You got it.
Okay, so we are recommending that, remember we decided that we needed to meet probably every 2 weeks. So the next recommended date for September would be September the 2nd and the 23rd, both at 1 o'clock. Does that work for everybody?
I will have to leave early on the 23rd. I have a regional planning meeting at 1:30.
Okay.
So, just a heads up.
We'll try not to make any important decisions without you. Okay. Other than that, anybody, you won't be here when? On the 23rd?
On the 23rd
At
as
the
well.
same meeting?
Same meeting.
Okay. All right.
You said you're on the 22nd?
23rd.
Yeah, I'm good on the
Oh,
2nd.
the 2nd.
You will be here on the 2nd.
I'm here on the 2nd,
Oh.
but 23rd.
You're not gonna be here on the 23rd. Doug's not gonna be here. Let's not meet on the 23rd, because we have 3 people that
Yeah.
are not gonna be here.
Okay, so let's just decide on the 2nd today.
Well, maybe for that one, we might have to go a further week. Unfortunately, we can't go sooner, because I won't be here. I got family wedding.
Yeah.
So why don't we, 1 week later is, gotta be the 30th, I guess?
I will not be here on the 30th.
How about you guys? Are you guys back when? Let's go with the 30th for the next, so we'll have it September 2nd and September 30th
30th.
for our next 2 meetings.
I'll just
Okay.
send comments before you're here.
All right. That works.
Be at 1 p.m.
1,
1.
Works for me?
yep,
Great.
yeah. So we don't get confused. So I don't get confused. If there's nothing else, then I would say we are adjourned.